What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going through and building the best budget-ish squad that you can build right now in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. Now, within this, I'm going to be including a couple of festival cards as well, just because they are really easy to get a couple of the festival cards from this, winter festival. Not going to be including, the level 40 D-Rob. Not going to be including, the domination Draymond Green. However, if you get those guys can definitely help your squad out as well in a big time way. Now, as I do dive into this thing, if you're new to the channel, please smash that subscribe button. Really do appreciate all of the recent support. We're going to start it off at the point guard position. And as we go through and plug in all of the guys, we're going to be tallying up the amount of MT that this squad is going to end up being. First guy I want to plug in here, Diamond Marcus Smart. He's going to be one of the cheaper guys that I do plug in here. And you guys are probably like, what, Ty? Marcus Smart's 25,000 MT. That's not really cheap. I agree. But I feel like you've got to plug in Marcus Smart. He's just over 20,000 MT right now. And if you, snipe him, you could probably get him for right up at that 20,000 MT mark. But here's the deal with Marcus Smart. Here's the reason I like him. He's 6'4". He's got an 86 3 ball, good driving dunk, good ball handle, defensively elite, 94 speed, 8 Hall of Famers. Marcus Smart can go out there and compete with any other point guard in the game. He absolutely can. Now, is he going to be as good as, some of the best point guards in the game? Maybe not. But I'm telling y'all right now, I really do like Marcus Smart. I think he's incredible at that point guard position. And for me, I need a point guard that's going to play good defense. Marcus Smart does that. Outside of that, anything else he gives you is, icing on the cake. Marcus Smart's not out there to, go in and be that primary ball handler, although he will maybe occasionally be able to get you that bucket. Just a solid point guard in the game. And at the shooting guard position, I'm plugging in Franz Wagner because he should be easy for you guys to get. I'll break it down like this. To get Franz Wagner, all you've got to do, I think it's one pink diamond snowman. If you go in here to the challenges, literally all you have to do is grind out some of the agendas. And again, some of them are super easy to do. So please go get Franz Wagner. He is one of the best shooting guards in the entire game. Here's what he gives you. 6'10" at the shooting guard position, 93 ball, 85 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, defensively elite, 89 speed, 11 Hall of Famers, 21 on gold. At least that's what my Franz Wagner has, who I have badged him up. But I mean, if you're not running Franz Wagner from the Winter Festival, I can't feel bad for you and your budget squad, because 2K, and as much as I've been down on 2K and slandering them, they've given you Franz Wagner. They've literally given you Franz Wagner. Whether you're good at the game, not good at the game, 2K has given you this card. And if you're not running him, I don't know what to tell you, because he is a free card that is so good to add to your collection. Small forward position, I'm going to plug in Diamond Rui Hachimura. Now, Rui's an interesting card for a variety of reasons. First thing I want to talk about for Rui is good luck finding a more complete card than this card for his price. Again, 30,000 MT for Rui Hachimura, who literally comes with basically every badge in the entire game. You can buy a Rui with 7 Hall of Famers for slightly more. But the card's elite. 6'8", 89 3 ball, 90 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 90 defense across the board, 90 steal, or 90 speed, I should say. Rui is so good on this game. Now, yes, he is 30,000 MT. That is maybe more than I'd personally like to spend here. But for a guy in Rui Hachimura who you're getting an elite small forward in, you've got to plug him in. Now, again, if you have Draymond Green, just plug him in here. If you've got any of the other small forwards that you might have that are unsellables, you can absolutely plug them in here. Like, for example, I have an unsellable Gordon Hayward. I've got an unsellable, heck, even Tracy McGrady at this stage could still play. I've got Draymond Green. Plug in somebody here, but Rui Hachimura is really solid for his value. At the power forward position, I'm plugging in Boris Diaw. Now, I know Boris Diaw is undersized. I know that. I get that. But I feel like with what he gives you stat-wise, he is so good on the court. All of his stats are basically 90. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. These are the stats that are a 90 overall. 3 ball, steal, perimeter, interior, speed with ball. All of those stats are 90s. Every stat on this card is basically an 85 or higher. Most of them are 90 or higher. Comes with 31 base badges, including Hall of Fame set shot specialist. And to make things a little bit better, this Boris Diaw card is 10 6,000 MT. And I know he's only 6'8". I get it. But at the end of the day, you've got to take your opportunities when you get them on this game. It's not super easy to have a budget team. But when Boris Diaw is 10,000 MT, you've got to take that opportunity. A great card that can compete at the very highest level for you guys. So far, we're at 60,000 MT. At my center position, I'm plugging in Brad Miller. And I don't necessarily think Brad Miller is perfect. I honestly don't think, that we have very many good budget centers right now in the game. And I don't even like saying Brad Miller is budget because the card is decently expensive. But here's what you're looking at. 29,000 MT for Brad Miller. So basically 30,000 MT. It's not cheap. But here's what you're getting. 6'11", 93 ball, 80 block, 88 interior, good rebounder, 80 speed. Comes with 8 Hall of Famers, 11 gold badges. You fully badge him. He becomes really solid. At the end of the day, I like Brad Miller because he can stretch the floor a little bit. He plays solid enough defense. Not great, but it is solid enough. And he's just gonna be a floor spacer that holds it down. He's not perfect. I'm not claiming he's perfect, but he's got decent enough speed. He plays decent enough on the court. For me, Brad Miller definitely does belong here at that center position. Next, we're going to talk about our bench unit. And I went through the bench point guards, and I tried to find some of the better guys, and I can't get off Lonzo Ball. Because the point guard position right now, as far as budget guys, it's tough. Like, I'm telling y'all right now, it is tough to find budget point guards in the game. Lonzo Ball is decently expensive, but good luck finding better for his price. I mean, genuinely, he's 40,000 coins. So, yes, it is decently expensive. But, I mean, name another guy that's better for this price outside of Marcus Smart. You're going to be hard-pressed to do that. 37,000 coins. You can get Lonzo Ball. You can price that for under 35. 6'6", only an 84 3-ball. Not a great ball handle, but he comes with an 89 perimeter, an 89 speed. He's 6'6", badge-wise solid enough. He's got to be my backup point guard when we're talking about some of the best budget guys in the game. He's got to. And Lonzo Ball is not perfect. I don't think the card is great, but I think he deserves to be talked about as being, one of your better point guards that is a plug-and-play option at the backup point guard position. No, he's not perfect, but he's not super expensive. He's going to hold it down defensively. He's my type of point guard. Backup shooting guard position, no hesitation here. I'm plugging in Lu Dort. I think Lu Dort is an absolute beast. And when I say that, I mean that if you've got Lu Dort, you do not need anybody else at the shooting guard position. 6'4", 87 3-ball, 97 steal perimeter, 90 speed. Defensively, it comes with a ton of badges, 7 Hall of Fame defensive badges. It comes with Hall of Fame posterizer. Has such an easy release to time into green. You're not going to hear me complain about Lu Dort ever. Not ever. Because at the end of the day, he's one diamond snowman in the Winter Festival. So basically, 2K gave you a free Lu Dort, a free Franz Wagner, and then a free MT if you want to, play a bunch of these Winter Festival event games. I can't hate on that whatsoever as far as what 2K has given us. It just comes down to Lu Dort offensively is going to be, I don't even want to say bad, but pretty limited. Defensively is going to be absolutely elite. He's got to be plugged in. Sure, he's only 6'4". That might be a slight problem for you guys. But the card is super good on the floor. And again, no money spent is possible because of a guy like Franz Wagner and Lu Dort. At the backup small forward position, plugging in Calvin Nat, who comes with a 92 speed rating at the backup small forward position. Now, look, I get it. 3-ball isn't necessarily the best. He only has a 78 3-ball. He's only 6'6". Like Calvin Nat, need to limit your expectations offensively slightly. However, defensively, the card is an absolute stud. So here's what you're looking at in Calvin Nat. Basically 35,000 MT. So right now, with where we're at right now, you're looking at 160,000 MT for this squad so far. 78 3-ball for Calvin Nat, 95 driving dunk, perfect defense, 90s across the board, 92 speed, 11 Hall of Famers for Calvin Nat with 17 gold badges. I mean, for 35,000 MT, he's a perfect plug-and-play option. I honestly think he's better than Rui Hachimura by a very slight margin. But Calvin Nat is a must-have if you guys are looking to build a cheap budget squad. Backup power forward. Here's where things are going to get decently expensive. And I still want this to be a budget-ish video for you guys. But if you can save in certain positions, you can spend up with a guy like Jonathan Isaac, who right now is crazy to say is 35,000 MT on this game. 30,000 MT can get you Jonathan Isaac, which is crazy to me because I think Jonathan Isaac is an absolute beast. For 30,000 MT, you can claim Jonathan Isaac, who is so good on the floor. Now, I want you guys to listen to what I tell you and why I like him at the power forward position. Yes, he can play small forward, but I honestly like Jonathan Isaac more at power forward. Here's what you're looking at. 6'10", 86 3 ball, 90 driving dunk, 86 ball handle, 90 block steal, perimeter interior, 88 rebounding, which is solid, 89 speed, badge-wise, 9 Hall of Famers, post lockdown, challenger, off-ball pass, interceptor, pogo stick, immovable enforcer, on-ball menace, high-flying denier, and paint patroller. You give him some of those gold defensive badges that he might need, maybe some of those interior type of things. Like, I don't think he comes with brick walls, so you got to give that to him. You give him some of those things, you're looking at a Jonathan Isaac card that can go out there and compete with the likes of a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, I'm not saying Jonathan Isaac's going to be better, but he definitely can go out there and compete. And now is the time in NBA 2K25 where we're going to start seeing more and more of these budget cards that can compete at the very highest level. Jonathan Isaac being one of them, who is an absolute beast, an absolute stud on this game. At the backup center position, I'm plugging in Mr. DeAndre Ayton, who has been one of the best bigs in the game for quite a while. DeAndre Ayton here, you plug in the Amethyst version of the card. Basically 15,000 MT it looks like for the card. So right now we're just over 200,000 MT. So basically a 200,000 MT squad builder. Here's the deal for DeAndre Ayton though. I know, he's an Amethyst and you guys are probably like really tied Amethyst, but he's 7 feet tall. He's got a 74 3 ball, 88 block, 90 interior, good rebounding at a 92, 80 speed, 2 Hall of Famers including Rise Up Paint Patrollers, 17 gold badges. He is a complete big in this game that can go out there and compete with every big that's not named Victor Wembanyama. Like, Wemby's obviously just going to shoot over him, but Ayton's going to go out there and compete against, like, Kristaps. He's going to compete against David Robinson. All of those top bigs in the game that I personally really like, DeAndre Ayton is going to go out there and compete with them. So that's going to wrap it up for my video, talking about a really budget squad that you guys can build today. Again, if you can add any more free cards in this lineup, absolutely do that. If you've got any suggestions for anybody else as far as top budget guys, let that be known down below in the comments as well. You could talk about Kyle Korver. You could talk about, plenty of different guys. Heck, if you want to run like Bobby Jones and offensively doesn't give you a whole ton, you could. There are a lot of different options for you guys right now in the game. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.